Hey, what's up, Miami fam? Week four, show and tell. And the labs are here, gathered here today to demonstrate what we've done for the last week. Last week of our lives, we have something a little bit different this time around, though. We have, sorry guys, I mean to mute all of you. I mean, I did mean that, but it's something personal. Um, you guys have a little bit different since looks like we might have a little bit more space to work with. You probably already got the news, but we're going up to 5 minutes. So if you got something you really want to flex, something that's a little bit longer than usual, it doesn't even have to pertain to week four. Go back to week three. You can go back to week one. We're interested in the long player. This is the LP, not the EP. So I got a list here. I don't know if everybody's on this list, but CJ, the list that you have here, here's signups. Let's go. That's the list I'm looking at. Okay, awesome. Well, hey, let's do it. Let's get it. We got connect our kids with Michael. Michael, help us connect our, with our kids. Michael, are you here?
Yeah, so I also go by Max, but I'm considered Michael, yeah.
Oh, well then, what do we call you then? We call you Max.
Yeah, I go by Max.
Interesting. Okay. All right, Max. So show us. You got Max.
It says that I can't share my screen.
What? That's crazy. Hold on. That's ridiculous.
My
Are you
screen
sure?
CJ Wright is sharing computer.
Huh? What?
There was just a thing at the top of my Zoom saying that someone was already sharing, but I guess.
Yeah. Hey, CJ, I think you need to turn off something.
It was his
Yours?
sound.
I got it.
We should be all good. Sorry.
All right. Try to share now. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so this is Connect Our Kids. My team is Ryan, Asa, Sean, Tyler, Pedro, and then me. So we're building an app for like social workers to find their kids or like relatives and stuff. We use Expo. So we have apps on our phones that we can just scan a QR code and it just pops up. That's kind of what we're using here. But this is like a simulator. So one of the bigger things that we implemented this week was Auth0. We have login and register. So if I log in, I've already logged in. So usually it would bring you to a screen after this, but it already knows, so it logged me in automatically. So there's this thing called an ADR. It's an architectural decision record. And we had to fill one of these out because we made a decision to go with Redux because it's a lot easier working with like global state throughout the application. But it did offer a lot of changes to our project, so we all had to go through that as a group so we'd all be familiar with the layout. So we accepted it, and yeah. We also implemented different types of searches. So we have like name, URL, email. So if I type my name, oh, then we'll have some results that show up. But also, if you get it wrong and you type like a phone number and like the name field, or we'll go with like URL. If I did like Elon Musk's Twitter, oh, let me go get that real quick. Boom. Okay, so if I use like Elon Musk's Twitter and the name field instead of doing the URL, it automatically switches to URL, and then you still get results. And then, so we did that using some regex and yeah, so we're also working on deployment and staging. We just worked on some of that tonight. Still working towards that. And then we did a lot of refactoring because some of our files were getting like way too big. And yeah, so every Monday we have a meeting with our stakeholder. So we get to talk about like the product and the changes that he wants to make to it, or like new things that'll come out eventually. So yeah, it's been pretty exciting. That's pretty much all I have though.
Max, thank you very, very much. What's the typeface that you're using? That sans serif typeface?
I'm sorry.
The typeface that's on the iOS screen for your headlines, that like sans serif. What is that?
I think it's Futura Light.
Yeah, that's okay. Makes sense. Cool. That looks great. That looks really, really good. Week 4. I mean, that's what week 4 is about. But yeah, crazy, crazy good job. Thanks, Max.
We're on week 2. But
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought this was all week 4. Okay. Well, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is humiliating for me, and even better for you. That's crazy. That's week 2. Man. Cool. All right, let's keep moving. Next up, we got Slacker with Erica.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I am part of the Slacker group along with Ben, McKay, Curtis, and Taylor. And you saw a bit of our product this morning in class with Jess. But that actually didn't include any of the code that we worked on this week because we are on a staging server that we've since deployed. So I'm excited to show you guys what we got done this week. So I'm going to go ahead and create a survey. We've combined the 2 different types of surveys that we used to have after talking to our stakeholder. So you can now, for each survey, have the option of adding both of the 2 types of questions. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes to manage your questions. I'm going to be an engineering manager. For the description, I'm going to say, please fill this out before noon today. And I want this stand-up to go out every single day of the week. And 8 a.m. is fine. I'm going to say, what are you going to be working on today? And who will you be working with? And I will add a sentiment question because I'm curious to know how comfortable do my team members feel about meeting their weekly goals. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create report. And if I respond to that right now, you can see that it's going to ask me to respond to those manager questions you saw earlier. So a big part of what we did this week was creating 2 distinct views for the manager and for the user. And something we really wanted to implement was this ability for managers to respond to their poll every single day. So the way we had it set up before was that the managers would respond to their stand-up poll once while they're creating the survey, and then those answers were fixed. But something that we want to implement our product in order to make it distinct from other products like this out there is to really facilitate a 2-way conversation between managers and their team members. Because a lot of the times, managers would just be collecting all these responses from their team members, and they don't actually get to tell their team what their views are or what they're going to be working on. So it's sort of missing that collaborative aspect of having a physical stand-up. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and log in as a team member. I've already added this account. Logging in. So you can see that as a team member, you can't create surveys, but I can go ahead and try to respond to this poll. But because the manager hasn't yet given me his feedback, I'm not allowed to fill this in. So now as the manager, I'm going to go ahead and say, good work, everyone. Let's say sprint. End of sprint is this Friday. What are the top priorities? Bug fixes. And I will be interfacing with the product team today. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit report. So I can see that I've responded and there aren't any responses to this report yet. So as the team member, I can now go in again. I'm just going to refresh my page. It's going to load. And because they've now responded, I can choose to see what the manager has said today. And I go, oh, okay. And I'm going to use that to inform my responses for my own daily stand-up. So I'm going to say bug fixes, Brian, and comfortable. I'm going to say I'm very comfortable, and submit report. So after I've done that, I can see my responses and everyone else's responses. And as the manager, I can now refresh this page and see everyone's responses as well. So the other thing that we worked on was having the stats page up. And so this just gives you like sort of holistic overview of all of your responses, or sorry, all of your surveys, their response rates. And sorry, it'll also allow you to view sentiment averages of each one of your polls. Oh, I don't have any sentiment questions. But yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, this is killer. It's so awesome. Is it like, what kind of relationship do you have with the stakeholder?
So it's actually Joshua.
Oh, okay. I think that like you guys are working with like an external. Sometimes we have stakeholders that are actually coming to Lambda on some like, they want to commission a project. But yeah, Joshua, that's a great stakeholder to have.
Yeah. We have like weekly meetings with him, and he kind of guides our project and our goals for the next week.
That's awesome. That's cool. Well, thank you for presenting, Erica. Oh yeah, cool, awesome. Fire emoji. Wait, this already happened. Oh, connect our kids CE. What does the CE stand for? Is there another connect our kids in here? Oh, for lab CE. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I didn't know there was two either. I didn't know there was one going on in Labs 13.
Yeah. Crazy.
My group, they're a group of two awesome people, and they're also in week 2 of this. So they've done a great job as a team in the amount of time thus far. But I'm going to let them take it away.
Yeah, definitely, guys. I'll jump in. My name's Tristan. I'm jumping in from like a pilot program Lambda's rolling out called. I'm sorry, was I muted right there?
Was that intentionally muted?
I don't know. Was I muted the whole time or just?
No. Just when you said that you came from and then it went blank, like it was like censored or something.
Oh, sorry about that. I hit the button. Yeah, I'm jumping in from a labs program called Lab CE, which is like for alumni to like after they've gone through labs and I guess next, kind of keep them coding and looking for jobs. So pretty excited about that. Max, you got some competition, man, because we've been building the same app as you apparently. We've been working on it the past 2 weeks with one other awesome teammate, Akila. And yeah, it's been pretty exciting. So she's going to demo it. And yeah, pretty exciting. Mobile app. You guys kind of already got the pitch for social workers to find, like if a kid's going into foster care, this is a real website. And so we're like developing an app for social workers to find family members before they throw them into the system. So pretty exciting. And then we did a lot of UI, and then started building up, hitting the API server, which was a little challenging at first, but we got so far we got name, and then we're going to implement email and phone and addresses. Yeah, pretty exciting for a team of 2 people in 2 weeks. Without kind of the structure of regular labs, we've been able to really just kill it.
Who's the other team member do you have? It's just 2 of you, is that correct?
Yeah, it's Akila Stother. So we're Lab CE is like a small program of like select people they offer to come join, and we're kind of, I guess, the guinea pigs in it. And so far it's been pretty amazing, especially working on a product that could potentially end up in the hands of a client.
Yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, it was pretty cool learning React Native. That was on my bucket list. And yeah, it's pretty exciting to be able to write mobile apps. I thought it would be very similar to React, but there are some subtle differences, like storing data locally on a mobile device. If you're going to use a lot of data stored locally, like you actually have to build a server on the front end, because React Native's storage capacity is very slow and not very optimal. So that's something we might bring in like a version 2. And yeah, I guess we're kind of in competition, so we'll see which, or maybe we could collaborate.
No pressure, man. It's all for the greater common good, right? Just think of the kids. It's for the kids.
Right? But yeah, you guys got any questions or?
Yeah, I think we're just blowing through, man. We're just taking a look, peeking over everybody's shoulders, seeing what we're working on. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of happy to come over here and show off to you guys a little bit.
Yeah, must get lonely over on that side. Happy to have you. Thanks for
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us.
Most definitely. All right, cool. Challenge JS. What is Challenge JS? Chase, can you tell me what Challenge JS is?
So Challenge.js is a web application that me and my team have been working on. The team members are William, Daniel, Lydia, Annabove, Sapita, and me. It's basically, I'll just go ahead and take you through the app. Just start a landing page and click yourself. It'll take you to the login. You can log in with email or GitHub. Let's go with GitHub. Once it loads. All right, so this is our challenge page. We have several challenges already that you can go through and do. It's similar to Replit and the challenges. To show you the challenges, I'll start with longest string. So this is the longest string challenge. You have the instructions, where you write the code right here. You have a console. So just for the sake to show it works, I'm going to run test. Not all tests passed. Let's just cheat right there. Run the test now. Passed all tests. And if we run, it just says undefined because we actually don't have this string run. But you can submit that. And then if you go to leaderboard, you get XP for each challenge you do. And the leaderboard will show you who's done the most challenges. And then you can go to add challenge, which is where it kind of gets more little technical. So here's the instructions for how to add a challenge on this first tab. So to start adding the challenge with the title, so I'm just going to kind of cheat and use the longest string one for sake of time. So say string longest, say it's easy, and it's of course strings. You go to next. And then this is where you will write the description for the challenge, and then you can have a little preview so that you know what it's going to look like whenever they actually go to the challenge. This is where it kind of gets difficult. You have to write tests for the challenge. So description will be longest string at end of array. And then in the instructions, it shows you how you need to pass the arguments. Just pass them in real quick. And then you just add the test like that. You can add more than one test if you need it. And then once you get to the code, you just, instead of doing just a skeleton function, you will do the whole function. And then you'll go to submit, and it runs test. And I properly longest string. Looks like it messed up in how I put it in. That's not good.
I don't think you have a length variable in that code. Could that be it?
It might be it. We'll have to see. But skip that for now. It might be a bug we need to fix. You can go to your account and see user info when you joined, how much XP you have, your started challenges, which I've completed all the ones I've started. So I don't have any started right now because I've completed them and they're in the completed tab now. And then there's a tab for the challenges you have created. And because my account is admin, I can actually go and approve challenges that other people make. So this is just the challenges we've got made so far, a bunch of testing, and this one would actually work if we approved it. And yeah, that's Challenge.js.
Yeah, sorry about the confusion before. I guess I forgot that it was Did you have a different name last time you presented? Because I remember this project. I just forgot that it was called Challenge.js.
I think we changed the name due to getting the domain. The
Yeah.
.dev. Yeah.
Right.
I think we were just Code Challenge before.
Yeah, that's okay. Right. So I wasn't going crazy. Right. Well, awesome. Thanks, Chase. Man, that is such a cool project. Like running tests on tests. It's so meta, bro. It's
Writing code to read code.
to evaluate code. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's some Gear 3000. That's crazy. Well, thank you for presenting. Coming down, home stretch, y'all. Market organizer, Francis. My man, Francis. What's up, Francis?
All right. Hey, let me set up my screen share first. Give me a sec.
Live and direct from the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge.
Yep, my green screen is in the excuse me, in the background. Because my room is messy, so I don't want to show my green screen. It's nice. So we are Market Organizer. We are a team that consists of great team members of Latifa, Sem, Twa, Patrick, and I, and our awesome PM Lloyd. We are basically an app that connects vendors to market owners, and our job is to allow vendors to find stalls from markets to be able to sell the inventory. So I'm actually logged into an existing market, and I'll show you a little bit about our market's profile. Let's see. This is basically our information about a test market, who we are. Here's a list of markets that public-facing lists where people can choose which stalls to rent from. So, for example, this place you can rent from a stall here, market from here. This place you can rent from. This place is 55 stalls, so there's a lot of stalls to rent from here. And we also handle all of our transactions through Stripe. I'll just open up the Stripe window here. Basically, I'll just skip this for now. Basically, as you can see here, we basically set up a fake bank account. So we get money from stalls, basically, and I'm going to show you the process of how that works. So I'm going to log out, and I'm going to go to, let's see if I have let's see. I'm going to log into a sample vendor that I've already created. Vendors are awesome. These are awesome. 123@gmail.com. And this is so my market here is called Test, and I sell barbacoa rolls, and I guess I'll add another barbacoa rolls. This is just some random pictures I found on the internet.
What are those, by the way? Barbacoa rolls.
Barbacoa rolls are. So there's a place I've been to Mexico City. There's a place, Japanese Mexican fusion place that sells barbacoa rolls, sushi basically, where the filling is barbacoa beef, and then inside the roll is actually like kind of fried, like wrapping around. So it's like a sushi wrapped in barbacoa. It's a Japanese Mexican fusion place, and I forgot to delete this picture of my desktop for some reason. When I was just like, "Oh, this looks cool," so I just left it there. So yeah, my farmers market sells barbacoa rolls, and if I go to view our vendors list and go to my market here, you can oh shoot, scroll bar is stuck. Hold on, let me see the scroll. Oh, here it is. If you go to my market here, you'll see that I am selling barbacoa rolls. Yes, I will sell some. I'll post a link to where you can find a barbacoa rolls. I have the restaurant, actually. Oh my god. Anyhow, so this is very delicious, by the way. Anyhow, so there's some barbacoa rolls, but let's say you're like, yo, I want to find some stalls to sell some barbacoa rolls. So let's go to we view our markets. I'm gonna go to some random market here. I'm gonna go to this market here, this TTTR market. I'm gonna add this to my cart, and I'm gonna go to my cart. It's loading my cart here, and this is a shopping cart which keeps track of all the transactions. I'm gonna pay with Stripe. It successfully went through. It's going to redirect me, and you can see here this is a list of stalls. So I basically have 3 stalls to sell barbacoa rolls at this place called Market Time, and 1 stall called TTER, Tedder. So That's our app. We use Material UI for styling, and we also use React hooks for a lot of our state management. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
It's killer, guys. That's so good. That's so good.
I'll post a barbacoa roll, the restaurant that sells it. I need to look it up. I haven't.
I don't know, man. I'm all the way in Philadelphia. Is it that good?
I'll get to fly. I don't.
I don't even have a passport, yo. I'm like, do I need to get a passport for this?
Oh yes, you do. Yes.
Maybe next time you're there, just like holler at me, and I'll get an order in with you.
For sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Francis. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Could this be it? Wow. Y'all, this is it. This is it. Rent me. Ethan, I want to rent you.
Well, thanks to our valiant efforts from our front-end design team, our app is looking really, really nice. So we've, we presented last week, and Brandon did a focus mostly on the renter side of our app. So this time we wanted to kind of show off what we're building for the owners to add properties and get them on board with our product. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and do the sign in with Google. And the way we have this set up right now, we had to do an overhaul of our login system. So you can only sign up as either an owner. Hold on a second. You can only sign up as either an owner or a tenant. And if you have signed up as one, you cannot switch over to the other side right now. So that's one of the things we were working on. So hopefully I can pick an email that isn't in use at the moment for our testing here. I do apologize. Let's see. We will use that one. All right. And we have gone through this about 100 times here, so we're having live issues. Go figure. I may not be able to get this one to work here.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but is it because you're running on localhost, maybe?
We had this last tweak of our sign-in messed up we haven't got it pushed up to the master and deployed yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know, right? Nice error message. And I used my wife's email already. So hold on a second. Is Corey, are you in here, or is anybody else in here from our team with an email they can pop in here?
I mean, I can fill in if you don't have anybody.
Here, yeah. You want to go ahead? Well,
no, go ahead, share your screen again, and I'll show you this cool thing in Zoom.
All right.
So Zoom has this like futuristic feature where I can request the remote control from you. I'm gonna hit request, and you're gonna say, okay, Ed, you can have the remote control.
Approved.
And then and then how do I do it? Let's see. Okay, now I'm controlling your screen, and I can type in. Isn't this cool? It's like I'm you.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's see if this works with.
So use another account.
Another account, right.
Yep.
So let me use my my burner account.
Yeah, and that's where we've had to. One of the big things we had to do this week was overhaul the Firebase to Heroku communication. Firebase was not creating a user for our Heroku Postgres server, and so we had to fix that. And so here is. Oh, I apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
I bumped the mouse. Yeah, so we had to do a major overhaul, and for the past 8 hours or so, we have gone through just about every single one of our emails, creating accounts, and my focus was on the tenant side. So
Oh, sick. Awesome. Maybe it's just because we're pushing it so hard right now. Let me try one more time to see if
okay.
see if we can get it going. Man. This is how it be though. You know, you already know, man. Friday, show and tell, you got 300 people. You got Eminem playing in the background, and this is what happens.
You know what? Okay. Corey just messaged me from our team.
Hmm?
1 second. Let me take back over here.
Yeah. Give it
We
the remote
should
control.
be able to use this. Make sure we're on the owner side. Email. Oh, sorry. Go through the sign up process here. We just went through this whole process of testing this, and there we go. Okay, so sorry about that one. The property owner's dashboard that we have is basically set up so that a property owner can log in and easily see the properties that they are managing. They also have access to a vendor address book, which keeps track of plumbers, any other plumbers, electricians, any other contractors that they may have that do work for them regularly. The big focus for the RentMe app was the ability for tenants to submit work orders. So if a pipe busts in a house, we wanted to make it as easy as possible for them to get it repaired. And so the whole focus on this app was to make it easier for tenants to kind of take ownership of the property and make sure it's taken care of. On top of that one, we have the tenant address book and the ability to add properties, add tenants, and then the add vendors. And if we go back to the dashboard, this account does not have a property associated with it at the moment, but we were working on making it so that when you click on the property that's associated with it, if there is a work order, it will actively show up, the progress bar. But as you can see, we don't have anyone associated with this account. But yeah, that's the RentMe app. And that's pretty much it for this side. So
Ethan, Ethan, thank you, man. Thanks for holding tough under pressure. Ain't nothing. Just let it roll right off.
Mistakes happen, so.
Mm-hmm. I almost kind of like it when this happens when we're presenting in front of like a zillion people, because it helps you get that. It's like you go on the first date and you're all like shook up or whatever, and then you go on a couple more first dates and it's like, all right, well, I'm just not going to be nervous anymore. This is like, it's like we're all just on we're all like on a big date right now. Except, well, okay, never mind. Anyway, so that's it. That's all we have. That's all I have. That's all you have. And I mean, it's a little early too, but hey, I know we had a long week, so unless somebody else has some surprise presentation, I'm going to call it here. And yeah, cool, awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks for everything. I don't know, is this cool? This like extended presentation thing cool? Are y'all into it? It's better in 2 minutes. I see a lot of people nodding their head.
Yeah, we want some feedback, guys. Hit us up DMs and tell us what you think about this. Send us some messages. We want to know what you think. I'm actually writing that right now in the chat, but send us some messages and let us know.
Because it seems like the 2.5 minute thing, man, it's tough because we have everybody in, and like, you know, I know we joke about the push-ups thing and everything, but it's like sometimes I feel like it's just impossible to get any meaningful presentation with that short amount of time. And yeah, just let us know what you think. Also, I was like, how come your kid is always jumping in the background? I don't think I've ever seen you on camera without like a child jumping behind you.
Yeah, so it's pronounced Asa.
Asa. Okay, cool. Sorry.
It's because I'm in labs and then I'm a PM at night and I've got her for the summer. And so
Yes.
my time to, we went to the pool earlier today. I
Yes.
love dancing. So she's listening to her iPad and dancing and jumping.
Oh yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's all I got. So thanks, everybody. You all mean the world to me. So happy to see you, and I'll see you on Monday. Let's get it. Let's get it Monday. Week 5. Most of us, some of us. Week 5. See y'all. Have a good weekend. Be well.